YouTubers, welcome back for another adventure. Just quickly on storm damage and all that kind of stuff. The house more or less came through unscalded, so did the Hoard. Everything seems to be okay. I think you could see there's quite a bit of, leaves down and sticks and trivia like that. No big deal. We are still having some internet problems and some cell phone problems. Matter of fact, the cell phones appear to be completely out to lunch for some reason. And as a matter of fact, the problems Verizon has delayed some people getting their power back on and so forth. Luckily, there was a nice crew from Tennessee that drove all the way here just to return the power to the Hoard. So I must say thank you to that crew. They were a crew, I guess, on contract or something. To be here, to get the power on within 24 hours, they must have been up in my area someplace on standby. So we do appreciate all that. I'm having security issues, though, for when the internet does come on. We're still finding some evidence that other people are hopping on there and using it. Bob is still around. We have to investigate that more because I've replaced the router and it's password protected, and we haven't given out the password to anybody except people that live in the house. So I can't explain how that violation is going on. Another more concerning violation, I live a long way from the road. A young lady came down the driveway with 3 male associates looking for her lost dog. The young lady, around 20-ish, her 3 male associates, a little older. We were not home I wasn't home at the time. My son, Mr. Concealed Carry, met them. The young men kind of backed away, and the young lady did all the speaking, and I lost my dog, and I'm putting these posters up in the neighborhood, and this is what it looks like, and on and on and on. So I'm wondering if they were casing the place. So I'm still concerned about some of those security issues. Since the last trouble we had, we did install motion detector cameras, and when my wife and I have been away more or less the last 2 weeks, we've had somebody stay with the house, and we've had our neighbors keep an eye on the house, and my buddy Chuck, he's always floating around, so he was around also. No damage was done or anything like that. So it is something to think about. I'm kind of in a rural area. We're kind of out here by ourselves. I mean, I'm not far from major things. State troop, we do not have our own police department in my town. A lot of the little towns around me do not. We rent sheriff deputy time, so sheriff deputy is always in my jurisdiction, kind of as a floating cop, but they could be tied up with a traffic incident or anything else, so that's far from perfect. We also have state troopers. We have one of their barracks located in my town. And there has been some problems with break-ins and so forth, and they respond very, very quickly, like within minutes. Their location is just perfect, and they seem to get to break-ins real quickly. In my town also, 9/11 is kind of all tied in together, and for that particular break-in, there were some characters that ran off into the woods, and they had the other towns send in assistance for that. So we had cops all up and down the river with dogs and everybody else chasing those characters through the woods. And it happened pretty quickly. They seem to assemble themselves pretty quickly. So I guess I shouldn't feel insecure. But I don't like the idea of people coming down the driveway with stories that I don't necessarily believe. She wouldn't leave. The paper she was carrying with the picture of the dog with my son, which has me very suspicious. Luckily, my son, generally speaking, is a suspicious person also. So, you know, he was paying close attention. It's odd that they walk down this driveway without a car. If you go from the very end of the driveway to the front door, you're looking at 600 feet, maybe a little more, 650. So it takes quite a bit of nerve to do that. Once again, the distance between my house front door to the closest neighbor, believe it or not, it's you know, to get to their front door, you're looking at a quarter mile, give or take a little bit. So it's not like you'd be walking up and down this road without a little bit of a plan. So I don't like that. And once again, between the cameras and everything else, hopefully we could keep control over it. Different topic entirely. I don't know how you guys are making out with the post office, but I got packages shuttling back and forth between New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. All, you know what I mean? They seem to hop, and they seem to be repeating the same path a few times. Makes it hard when you need parts for something and you're watching them do laps instead of like coming to your house. So I don't know how you guys are making with that. Anyway, just a quick video to know I'm alive and well. I'm going to pop 2 videos up. Well, maybe I'll pop this one up tonight, Thursday, and I'll pop another one up tomorrow. That way you don't have to watch too many. I want to thank everybody for their concerns. ATV seat exchange, I appreciate your offer to come down and help cut me loose if anything fell, and everybody else's offer of good wishes and everything. I really do appreciate that. You know, thank God I don't need anybody to show up with a chainsaw. Anyway, I want to thank everyone who watched this video. I want you all who have subscribed, I want to thank you too. Please remember, feet down, heads up, and you know, you might want to put a camera out there just to see what's going on your property when you're not looking out the window. Bye now.